Hello Cancers, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for May the 25th to June the 1st. Please be aware that there is still a gang of individuals who are stealing all of my content and they're putting it all up on their AI channels, okay? So just make sure that you're watching my readings on my channel, which is Phoenix Keia Tarot, okay? If you're finding my readings anywhere else on a channel that does not have my name connected to it, then you're going to be watching stolen content, okay? Right, so you've got the Hound and the Pair and loyalty. Now, I'm looking at that card, Cancers, and straight away I'm being reminded of that Welsh legend with the, I can't remember what king it was. This king, he had a whole bunch of hunting dogs, but he had one favourite hunting dog. And that dog stayed in the castle with him. I can't remember if it was real or if it was just like a fairy tale. His favourite dog, and it was the only one that was allowed in the castle as well. So the king and his wife had a baby, and he goes out hunting, and he leaves the dog in the castle with the baby, right? No mention of where the wife is or anything. But ultimately a wolf breaks in and there's a huge fight and there's like blood and trash everywhere and like the whole place is just completely destroyed. And the crib was upturned. The king comes back from hunting and that's all he sees is like blood everywhere. The place is trashed and his favourite hunting dog is lying down on the floor. It's got blood all over him. No sign of the baby. And the king assumes that the dog is like, you know, I don't know if I can say the word on YouTube, probably not, but offed the baby, right? So out of sheer anger, the king takes his sword and drives it through the dog. The dog is... And then he hears the baby cry, and he turns his head, sees the upturned crib, lifts up the crib, and there's the baby completely unharmed. And then behind the curtain is the dead wolf. And then and only then does the king realize what's happened, right? So I'm looking at this card here, and straight away my head immediately went to that legend, right, which warns against taking either impulsive action or just doing anything without thinking, doing anything in anger, anything like that, right? The Hound and the Pair and loyalty, because when certain actions are done, they cannot be undone, right? I feel that because this is loyalty, I kind of feel here, Cancers, that it's possible, because you've got purification here as well with the Trout and Lily of the Valley. It's possible that somebody might have recently metaphorically done the same thing to you. Like, so imagine you with the loyal hound in that scenario, right? And someone's lost their shit. They've completely misread the situation and then they've punished you for your loyalty. Because look, you've got loyalty and purification. Why the heck are you needing to purify yourself from being loyal, maybe from being too loyal? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and it's weird because I don't normally get that with that card, right? Usually with that card, what comes through is you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're being loyal, you got someone who's being loyal to you, right? Usually I get nothing but positive with that card. For whatever reason, when that came out just there a minute ago, I'm like, man, and my head went straight to that story with the king and the dog. So yeah, I do feel, Cancers, that you might find yourself unfortunately on the receiving end of someone else here jumping to conclusions, right? So what I'm going to do, we'll take a deeper dive into this one in a minute with the tarot. I just need to get the strongest overall energy, which is the Bobcat and the Blackthorn and Patience. Now, they do say the Blackthorn is protective because of its thorns, right? And anything that's got thorns on it, they are typically used in protection rituals and spells and so on and so forth. Okay, patience. So this might well be a warning for you then, Cancers. Depending on what side of the fence you're finding yourself on for this, because I'm seeing both versions now. I really am seeing both versions. Be patient before you do anything. Okay, definitely would not serve you at all to jump to conclusions this week. And if someone else has done that to you, Cancers, then you're going to have to give them time and give them space. Okay, give yourself time and give yourself space also. Bobcats are very, very patient. They're very, very observant. They do not waste their energy. They conserve their energy. Right? Can you tell us what's going on here for Cancer's situation this week? Oh, the Nine of Cups. Nice. Wish fulfillment. Peace and safety. The Empress and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, picking your fights. Picking your battles carefully. Picking your fights carefully. Okay, there's also another message that wants to come through with this Empress. So I'm going to clarify this one again. What else is going on with this Empress energy for Cancers, please? Okay, that's off balance. The Seven of Pentacles, patience, off balance. Right. I mean, there's definitely a message here to do with growth, to do with abundance, to do with what I feel is being good luck, to be completely honest with you, Cancers. I feel that this is saying that your luck is turning a corner. However, yes, you do need to be patient and wait for the results to get back to you, or wait for someone to contact you rather than you contact them. Empress, doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, right? It makes no difference at all. Empress doesn't chase. Ever. Ever. So you're not to chase anyone or anything this week, Cancers. That's really, really important. Even if you're getting to the point where you're frustrated, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going on with someone else, you just want your answers, which is completely understandable. They're saying here, do not chase anyone or anything this week. Let it happen. Okay, let it happen. Right, why is this happening? The Snake and the Fern, starting over. Starting over. Now, some types of fern, at the end of season, they will completely disappear again back underground, right? But their rhizomes are still really, really busy. And then late spring, or depending on where you are on the earth, ours have only just popped up again now. And it feels like it happened overnight as well. So it's like you're waiting and waiting, waiting for a really long time. And then all of a sudden it changes overnight. And whoa, there it is, right? That's the fern symbology. And then the snake symbology is obviously shedding of the old skin, shedding of old habits, shedding of the old ways. You've outgrown something or someone here. And that is fairly obvious. Okay, so that this is catalytic energies starting over. You're having to start something over again from scratch. Now, obviously, I don't know what the specifics are of that because I'm not a psychic. I am an intuitive. Okay, with it being a white snake, it tells me that your intentions are pure, honest, and true. Okay, the Hierophant and the Ten of Cups. It could be to do with relationships, romantic or otherwise, right? There's a long-term situation here, definitely, where Either you're starting over again independently, or you and your person or you and your family are having to start over again. So again, just take it as it resonates. There could be a difficult house move that's happening, right? Or you're hearing this week that it's likely that you're going to have to move house, but perhaps you don't really want to, right? Maybe your current family situation has outgrown the current home that you have, anything like that. It is definitely affecting not just you, but your family at large. Okay, then you've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Five of Wands. So that's a temporary disruption, right? That's not long-term disruption there. That would be the Tower. With this being the Five of Wands, it's saying it's a minor temporary disruption. It needs to happen in order for you to create this beautiful future and this growth and this happiness and this safety that you've been working towards. This minor temporary disruption, it has to happen. You're going to be putting down new roots very, very soon. And when you do, you will be able to grow in all of the ways that you want it to grow. Okay. The Sun is growth, abundance, happiness. It's life-giving energy. So this minor temporary disruption in the long term is going to serve you very, very well for very many years yet to come. Okay, so that's why this is happening. Things are getting a bit of a shake-up here. The rooster and the sunflower for communication, for what's going on in your blind spot, right? So, again, with communication in the blind spot, that really does open up the doorway for that message that I had for you at the start of the reading about making assumptions. Somebody making assumptions and the dangers that could bring, right? So communication is definitely it should be a priority this week, right? I feel like somebody isn't communicating properly with you, Cancers, and they need to. Yeah, the Emperor, do you see the counterpart to the Empress and the Emperor? That's a pair, that's a match. It's a suit. Okay, so that could be like a married couple or two people who are committed to each other. It could be business partners also. The communication isn't there though, and is causing a lot of problems. Can you tell us more for Cancer's blind spot? Okay, yeah, the Page of Swords. So the Emperor and then the Page of Swords. Investigations, on the lookout. I feel that whoever is this Emperor energy, they are looking into something. What are they looking into? Four of Pentacles in the reversed position. With the Empress, right. Looking into why... Do you know, I feel like you've been distant, but I also feel, because this person is looking into why you have been distant, why you have been withdrawn, why you have pulled your energy back. But I'm also seeing that your reasons behind that temporary withdrawal are very, very valid and very smart. Okay. So you've withdrawn energetically for good reasons. Now whoever this other person is, they're digging into that. They're looking deeper into why that could be. Okay. The chipmunk and the laurel for success, for what is working for you this week, Cancers. So yeah, it does seem to be quite a successful week on the whole. Okay, you absolutely have got this minor disruption that's going on, but in the long term, like we've already said, it's going to work out really, really well for you. Also, what is working for you this week is the Four of Cups. Take time to contemplate, right? It's also saying evaluate the areas of your life that you're not happy with, and you can use this time this week to make changes and adjustments to all of the areas that are unsatisfactory for you. Four of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Yeah. Seven of Cups is multiple choices, multiple options. And I feel that this is indicating that what's working for you, Cancers, is for you to not just restrict yourself down to the one thing, the one idea, or the one place, right? Or the one possibility, or the one opportunity. They're saying here for you to keep all of your options open, to keep all of your options and possibilities on the table as well, and just take time to really sit with all of the options that are available to you before you commit to any just one thing, right? So compromise, basically, some sort of compromise. And then for how this is likely going to play out, you've got the Spider and the Passion Flower. Creative ingenuity. Yeah, I mean, talk about going with the flow, right? Talk about making the most or making the best out of every situation. Creative ingenuity. Now, when a person is as flexible as that, it really does allow that flow of success and abundance to come to them a lot quicker. And I feel that that's what's happening here. You've got the Lovers. This one is off balance, and Temperance, which is the card of patience, right? Now, there's a bit of a thing with this combination, Cancers, right? And I don't want you to get upset with me. If any of you have been sitting on your hands and waiting for the other person to sort out their shit before you can make any moves in your own life, then you've to stop doing that. Okay, you've to start making adjustments and changes in your own life, regardless of what the other person's doing. Right? You cannot wait for someone else to sort out their shit before you can give yourself permission to go off and do what you're needing to do. Okay. This combination is indicating to me that there is a relationship or a connection or a situationship here that has been a little bit rocky. It's being worked on this week. It's being healed. Okay. I'm seeing that somebody, they do view you in very high regard here. Okay. There's another message that wants to come through with that Temperance. Your patience is absolutely going to pay off, Cancers. Yeah, see the Four of Swords. So you don't have to do anything other than you just being you. You focused on what you're needing to focus on, not this other person. Okay. I do feel like you've got a bit of an olive branch that's coming in for you here with this Page of Pentacles. Okay, so taking that step back is a really, really good thing to do here. Yeah, see, again, the Four of Swords as your strongest overall energy here. Rest, rejuvenate, reevaluate, reconsider, meditate, pause, reflect. Okay. It's not that you're not interested, right? It's more to do with you've realized actually not everything is within my control here. So I'm best off taking the back seat here, right? You might not like doing it, the Eight of Swords underneath the Four of Swords, but you know that you have to take that step back. Right, let's get you a healing message. You have healing for Cancers, please. I'm seeing as well, Cancers, that closer towards June, your energy is going to be a lot more relaxed and laid back, more so than like what it has been in recent times. So if you felt like you've been a bit anxious of late, then that's all going to die down closer towards June. Okay, change. May you bless the turning of the leaves. Okay, so obviously there's surrendering and releasing anything that doesn't work. Okay, you're getting rid of the dross and you're welcoming in that change. Right, let's see. Okay, so this card is saying leaves turn gold, orange and red as trees and shrubs prepare for their winter sleep. Their stunning displays bring back memories of the summer sun, a reminder that change can be a beautiful journey from splendor to surrender. May you catch a falling leaf for luck in the months ahead. May the earth anchor you as you enter into a new phase. May you release what you no longer need. May your memories bring you happiness. And then your positive affirmation that comes with this card is, I welcome change with an open heart. Okay. I mean, there's not really much else I can add to that one there, Cancers, because it's done such a beautiful job of explaining itself, right? These changes, while they might be temporarily disruptive as they're going on, I cannot emphasize enough that in the long term, it's going to contribute towards something very grand and very beautiful. Okay, so yeah, do it one fucking step at a time. Exactly. There's no need to rush the process, Cancers. Something isn't fair, accept it, change it, or walk the fuck away. Okay. Go have a bowel movement. The problem will solve itself. Why is it that we do our best thinking when we're on the toilet? Like, what the heck is that all about? They are proof that you can polish a turd and let go of idiots and shit that no longer serves you. Okay. And Spirit Guide says, fuck this shit. Interesting. Right, I'm feeling that it's actually necessary here, Cancers, to get you a bonus message. See if we can bring any further enlightenment into the situation here. It's just that one there. Spirit Guide says, fuck this shit. I love that one. You know what? Sometimes it's not worth dealing with other people's bullshit, and the only thing that you can do is to walk away, even if it's just temporarily. Okay. Right, what else? La Natura. Okay. This one says, you will give birth to something new, something beautiful, an idea manifests, the beginning of a new and wondrous journey, blessings. Yeah. I mean, your read has literally just come full circle there, Cancers. Okay, like straight away. These changes are going on for very valid reasons. And the reasons of which are not always going to be immediately obvious, especially when you're in the thick of it, okay? This one is indicating that, look, is a lot like childbirth, isn't it? It's a very long, drawn-out, difficult, hard, laborious process, right? But you soon forget about all of that once that baby is born, right? Because then once that baby's born, your life has changed completely. It's the type of love that you've never ever experienced before. It's very unique in that way. Do you know what I mean? So if you use that as a metaphor, the pain or the troubles that you're going through at this time, Cancers, it's all going towards a much greater cause, because it's all going towards you birthing a brand new life for yourself. One that is going to completely change you, like from the inside out, okay? So this temporary, difficult energies, it absolutely is going to be worth it. And you will soon be able to put it all behind you, and you will soon forget, okay? The same way that a woman won't spend every single day for the rest of her life thinking back on the pains and difficulties of childbirth, right? It's going to become something that you don't think about every single day. And it's certainly not going to stop you from achieving anything, okay? In fact, it's going to add to your life right there. It's not going to take away from your life. It's going to add to it in very, very profound and meaningful ways, okay? So definitely, in the meanwhile, anyone that's not being supportive, anyone who is negatively judging you or jumping to conclusions or anything like that, questioning your loyalty, right? The list is endless. Step away from them, right? Doesn't necessarily need to be forever. Just step away from them and allow these changes that are currently going on in your life to unfold, okay? But yeah, I just genuinely hope that reading has been helpful for you, Cancers. If it has helped you out in any way, then I definitely would appreciate a cheeky wee like on the video. That's going to help to signal to YouTube that you do enjoy my content. So the next time I upload a brand new video, you're far more likely going to receive a recommendation for that, okay? So as long as you interact with my channel, then you're not likely going to miss out on new content. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.